Hi everyone, it's Jessica. So I wanted to show you something that a lot of you guys have requested, and that's a class check-in survey, especially with things um, perhaps being different again this fall, where we have either like blended learning or um, some students just being off campus all the time. It's really important to gather information from our students, and I actually took this survey from Harvard. So Harvard had put one out. Um, but this, of course, can be done with any kind of survey you use. So if you already have one made and you just want the dashboard, totally fine. We can figure that out as well. But I'm going to go through what I have here. So just a quick little explanation. Of course, if the question makes you uncomfortable, you can skip it. But this is going to ask for email address, or it's going to collect email address. It's going to ask how you are feeling today. You have the choice to select multiple options if you'd like. What questions do you have about school or life in general now that I can answer? What concerns do you have? Do you have any ideas? And what can I do to better support you today? So again, these questions are all taken from Harvard. I did not come up with these questions. And then the students can submit this. So this is something that is intended for students to fill out every day as like a quick little check-in. And here is the dashboard that I've created to go along with it. So this is all synced within 15 minutes. If you are the owner, you can do manual syncing, which is this button right here. It just refreshes the data and adds anything that hasn't been added to it, but has been entered into the Google form. Up at the top, you just have the title. Here's a little reminder that this can be set to send to teachers every day at a certain time. You can actually do that through share and then schedule email delivery. And you can see that you can do it daily or weekly if you'd like. And what the teachers can then do is go up to the filter and filter to only their students. And they'll see all this dashboard, all this data, but only for their specific students. I'm going to turn that off. Record count is just how many entries have been submitted under those teachers' names. And just to be clear, you should have seen on the form that I did not ask for teacher name. Something that I'm really passionate about is making sure that everything's super efficient. And when it comes to teachers or students having to fill out forms, I don't want them filling out anything that we already have on the back end. So I have all of that data. It's all merged together on a Google sheet with all the responses. But that's not something that you have to ask the students for. You have the total count here. So this is for each one of the feelings. You have by month. And if you're looking for a month where, let's say, where the students selected happy or content more than one time, you can use these metric sliders and see just those specific months. So that's a little bit more advanced, but it is a possibility, and these little arrows in the top left corner kind of put everything back to normal. Something else that you can do is if you want to look at just May's entries and you want to see which students had all these feelings, you can click on this bar and it's going to filter the student selection here. As you can see, I only have a few entries in here because I just made this. Again, you can click the little arrow and that's going to bring you back to all of the entries instead of just May's. You have the last 3 months by week. So this is week 20 through 27. You have the dates there. You can see again how many you have for each one of those options. And then last 28 days by day. And then you have it broken down. You have by race, by sex, by special education, and by grade level here. Again, we're not asking any of that information. That's already in the background. We got that from our SIS. I'm just merging it together. And then finally, this week's log. So way that the teachers are most likely going to use it is to come in here and select their name. Once we get up there. Oh, it's getting mad at me. It's not usually this slow, but it's always this slow when I'm trying to do a screencast, of course. All right. Teacher, come on. They can select their name here, go down to the bottom where it has the table, and look at just their students' entries for this week. It's also categorized by or sorted by date. So that means that it's going to have the latest entries up at the top. So you'll be able to see all of the entries that have come in most recently up at the top of that list. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, this can be done with any of the surveys that you've created. If you want to chat with me about pricing and how we can get this figured out for you, feel free to send me a message if you want to go ahead and schedule a quick consultation, whether it's 15 minutes or 30 minutes. I do those for free, and I'll have the link for how you can schedule that in this post. But yeah, feel free to jump in here and add some entries to the form, or just play around with the dashboard. You can go click crazy and click on everything in here, and it's not going to mess up anything. You have no access to the underlying data. It would be the same for your staff members. They can click on whatever they want. It does not mess up anything. So that's one of the great benefits of having it on Google Data Studio. Another great benefit is that it is all free. The platform is free. Of course, I charge for setup, but the platform itself is free, which means that you don't have to keep paying any kind of student license or anything like that. All right, that's all I've got for you today for now, and have a great rest of your day.